Hello and welcome back, guys. My name is Christina Walsh and I am a life coach and spiritual guide. Today I'm going to do for Halloween this week facing your fears, fighting your fears. Okay, so this is something that I think this year we can all agree that we know that people are trying to make us fearful and afraid. Okay, so what does this do for your system? So that's what we're going to go over today. So when you are feeling frightened and anxious, we need to know the physical symptoms of this, right? So we're going to have, I have some notes here. So it's physical symptoms such as cardiovascular disease and sickness. You can have stomach issues, decreased fertility, and it speeds up aging. So I'm sure that we all can agree we don't want to walk around looking like a bunch of zombies, right? So it can also affect your memory, zombie brain, okay? This is very difficult because then it's a hard time for you to process information. You might notice that you're delayed in responses and it's not good, okay? You can also feel fatigued and depressed, and I know that many of us have been feeling like that this year. Fear of the unknown. So you have the power to reject that from your reality. You don't have to take on anything into your reality you don't want to take on. So know that you have that power, okay? So it's not worth it in the long run, is it? We look at all the effects of fear and what it does to us. So we can say at this point, there's nothing that's going to benefit us from it. Many things that we think are going to happen do not happen. That's the anxiety that we cook up some really big problems that don't really end up happening. So I'm going to give you some tips today on how to fight back and how to fight fear. So if you're still here, then that means you want to know some tips. So here we go, okay? Number one is take a time out. When you have an anxious mind, you're not going to be able to think things clearly. You're not going to be able to think things through. Your mind's just flooded with doubt and anxiety. So take a time out and step back from that. Number two is breathe through it, okay? Hold your breath. Listen to your breath, okay? As you're releasing that, distract yourself from that panic that you're feeling, and try to just be present with yourself, present with your breath, okay? So number three is face your fears. Just face them head on. Say, okay, most of the time when we avoid them, they become scarier, okay? They become so much scarier than if we would have just faced them, got through them, and knocked it out, okay? Just go in there, kick the door down, and do what you got to do. Number four is obviously imagine the worst case scenario, all right? So the more that you become comfortable with what could possibly happen or what you're thinking could happen, it starts to become not so scary once you're in that situation and you have to get through it. So then you can be comfortable with being uncomfortable and say, you know, it wouldn't be so bad. All right. Number five is look at the evidence. Ask yourself, what I'm thinking right now, has it happened before? Do I know anybody that it's happened to? Okay. And then you start using your logic there and thinking, no, you know what, hasn't happened. I'm probably overthinking this. It's my anxious thoughts, and you can move forward from it. Number six is don't try to be perfect. So many times, and I'll say this with my videos, I was thinking I always had to do so much editing to them, and then I realized, you know what, I just want to give you guys this raw, authentic. If I mess a word up, I mess a word up. If I say something wrong, I'm going to correct it. But you guys are here with me. It's more personal. And I used to have that thinking, right, that I had to be so perfect. And it's not going to be. It's just not going to be. So start having fun with what you're doing. And that takes the fear right out of it. All right. So number seven is visualization. Visualize your safe and happy place. A childhood memory, something that brings you back from whatever you're focusing on and fearful of, okay? So try to retrain your thought. 8 is talk about it, okay? Find somebody you can confide in. When you talk about your fears, when you talk about what's going on in your life and you need to get some advice back from it, the more you talk about it and hear it, you realize, you know what? Is it really something to be scared of? I know that I can combat this. It's just figuring out the how to combat it, right? And number 9 is go back to your basics. A lot of people will turn to self-medicating, trying to self-treat anxiety. So this can lead to even more spooky problems, and you don't want that. You don't want to become addicted to things. You don't want to become dependent on drugs or substance abuse or alcohol. That can just open a whole nother avenue you do not want to go down. So back to basics, which is your diet, proper sleep, nutrition, and learning natural ways to cope with anxiety and fear, okay? Chamomile tea, valerian root, those are some other great teas that you can use to try to calm your nerves a little bit, okay? And then number 10 is reward yourself. You did it, you knocked it out of the park. It's a little embarrassing, but I'll tell you guys, I was afraid to make phone calls to doctors, okay? It was like in my teens and my early 20s, I was scared to call the doctor. I don't know why. I don't think, like, you know, going to the doctor is ever a fun thing, but I was scared. I was like, they're gonna tell me some bad news. They're gonna, you know, what if they know me? What if they say you have to come in right now? Like, the thoughts that would go through my head, it's just crazy. It didn't even make sense now I think about it. So now, just calling the doctor, simple things. But I did it, and I rewarded myself, and I said, all right, I got through that. Wasn't so bad, all right? So if you're having problems with fear, you want to knock it out, and you would like to have a coach or somebody that you can confide in and talk to, I'll drop my link below. And if you feel called to work with me, then let's set up a free call and see if it would be a right fit to work together, all right? So I love you guys. I hope you have a happy Halloween. If you're anything like me, I think we've had a little bit of a Halloween this whole entire year. So let's have fun with it, all right? I love you guys. Take care. Have a good day.